In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our first lesson from the Acts of the Apostles is often entitled The Conversion of St. Paul, but a more apt title is The Beginning of the Conversion of St. Paul. As dramatic as being blinded by the light by Jesus on the road to Damascus was for Saul, later called Paul, he was not fully converted at that point. Notice that Saul was not the only one who had an encounter with the divine. Jesus also appeared to Ananias, a man who was already a follower of Christ. His vision was not as dramatic as the one with Saul. It involved a simple conversation. Ananias was understandably skeptical. He asked what we would ask. Jesus, why in the world would you want me to go help Saul, the man who has tormented so many of us? Ananias was shaken and was concerned for his own safety and that of the other followers of Christ. But Jesus told him to put those concerns aside and to go to Saul. He let Ananias know that Saul would be the instrument he had chosen to be his missionary to the Gentiles and to the kings, as well as to speak the truth to the people of Israel. Ananias overcame his reluctance and was obedient. He went. He did something very significant when he met Saul. Notice he did not call him Saul. He called him Brother Saul. After 3 days of darkness without food or drink, imagine the power of being called brother. Imagine the power of being accepted by a person you once thought of as enemy. Imagine the power of being embraced as family. And hearing those words and feeling the touch of Ananias, Saul was no longer blind. In a different way, Ananias was no longer blind. Before, even as a faithful disciple, Ananias suffered from a spiritual blindness. He could not see the grace of God has no limits. Ananias now became an instrument of that grace, as he became the first follower of Jesus to serve as a mentor and friend to one seen as an enemy. Ananias not only gave grace, he received it. Jesus looked into his heart and found some dark corners of prejudice, of fear, of distrust. Jesus reached into the soul of Ananias and through his time with Saul, turned those dark recesses into openness, courage, and love. While the light Ananias received was not the flashing or blinding, it nonetheless shed light on the places where he could become a more supportive disciple, a life-giving mentor. Parker Palmer writes, "Age and experience have taught me that mentoring is not a one-way street. It is a mutuality in which two persons evoke the potentials in each other. Equally important, mentoring gives us a chance to welcome one another into a relationship that honors our vulnerability and our need for each other. Mentoring is a gift exchange in which we elders receive at least as much as we give, often more. Just as Jesus gave Saul a second chance in life with a whole new direction and mission, he gave Ananias an opportunity to begin an exciting new adventure of mutual conversion. The story of Ananias and Saul teaches us that conversion happens in the context of community. Jesus invites us all to take part in converting one another. And this story, as dramatic as it is, simply marked the beginning and the continuation of a more gradual conversion for both these men. Conversion is more than a brief intellectual affirmation that God exists. Conversion is being open to each moment, to seeing, discovering, and being the presence of God in every encounter, and then giving space for that presence to permeate every pore of our being. Conversion is a constant turning toward the light of Christ. Conversion is the work of a lifetime. We have been blessed to share this ongoing journey of conversion over the last 9.5 years. We have learned together, laughed together, cried together, and grown together. Jesus did not instantly convert Saul because Jesus knew that the best pathway to conversion, to mentorship, to healing, to love, happens more gradually over time in a deep and abiding relationship. We've seen each other through a lot over these years. Together, we learned innovative ways to provide pastoral care and offer funerals during a global pandemic. Together, we have seen the light of Jesus, sometimes in overwhelming, blinding ways, often day after day in each other's eyes, through caring glances and through thoughtful attention. Together, we have come to see that conversion is less about us and more about God. We have learned to think less about what is God converting us from and more about what is God converting us to. What has been beautiful about this past week is how many of you have said, while you were sad to see Ruthie and me go, you can also see God's hand at work in this new call and how you share in the excitement of this new adventure. This will also mark an exciting new chapter for Calvary, as you will be led by the Spirit to a new associate priest who will bring unique gifts to God's ongoing story of mutual conversion in this sacred space. In the meantime, you are invited to join our always in motion God in seeing and creating wonder on this block or wherever you are, in the city and world thirsting for the Spirit of Calvary. One of the things that many of you have said is, Paul, I'm sorry to see you go, but when you get to Dresden, can you stop by and visit my mother-in-law? Which I will. That quip is a reminder of the deep family bond that Calvary and Dresden share. Just as Ananias embraced Saul as family by calling him Brother Saul, Ruthie and I will always think of you as Sister Calvary. We are family to each other. You will always be in my and Ruthie's hearts. And God's ongoing story of conversion in all our hearts will never end.